There are some new, very questionable things that Tom Hanks has said that we need to get into that really just speak about who he is and what he believes. And of course, there's this huge clash that is going on in Hollywood right now where you have different actors who are, their beliefs are clashing, and we're seeing that more and more, especially when you have the old guard Hollywood, the old guard actors clashing with newer generations of actors, and it's just becoming this huge mess, even in the midst of Hollywood. And we're going to be getting into all of that because Tom Hanks has decided to basically open Pandora's box about this really insane thing that is happening, that we all know is happening in Hollywood. So let's go ahead and get into all of this and what this all means. So Tom Hanks denounces straight actors playing gay roles. We are beyond that now, and some of the stuff that he says here is like very eyebrow raising. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone that, like I said, this is something that is a huge clash in Hollywood right now, because you have older actors like Ian McKellen, who is a more of a classic, I guess you could say, in Hollywood, and he totally disagrees with Tom Hanks on this entire situation. Okay, so you have these two different actors, these titans, these acting titans, butting heads over this issue. Ian McKellen doesn't think gay roles should be reserved for gay actors. We are pretending, is what he said, and he is completely correct about this. I made a whole video on it, and Ian McKellen is completely correct about this. He says, does that mean I can't play straight parts and I am not allowed to explore the fascinating subject of heterosexuality in Macbeth? Well, according to the Wokesters, that is not at all what you can do, because they don't want to be consistent in their arguments. They don't want to, they're totally fine with playing by double standards. That is what Wokesters are totally all in on. And so let's go ahead and get into this and see what Tom Hanks has to say in regards to being very contradictory to Ian McKellen. Tom Hanks won his first Academy Award in 1993 playing Andrew Beckett, a gay man suffering from, different issues in the film Philadelphia. Hanks now says that a heterosexual actor couldn't play his Oscar-winning role if the movie had been made today. In an interview with the New York Times, Hanks claimed modern audiences wouldn't accept the inauthenticity of a straight guy playing a gay guy, which is not at all correct. Now, maybe in your weird little woke bubble, that might be the case, but when it comes to the real world, when it comes to people who are outside of the Hollywood bubble, which Tom Hanks clearly doesn't know anything about, he doesn't understand normal Americans, he doesn't understand normal people, we don't give a crap who you are or what you're playing. You're a freaking actor. That is your job. That is what you should be doing, more than all of the preaching, political nonsense, political agenda stuff that you guys continue to do time and time again on social media. We are more sick and tired of that, and we have more of a problem with that than we do with, say, a straight actor playing a gay character. We don't care, okay? We just don't care. Could a straight man do what I did in Philadelphia now? No, and rightly so, he said. The whole point of Philadelphia was don't be afraid. One of the reasons people weren't afraid of that movie is that I was playing a gay man. We're beyond that now, and I don't think people would accept the inauthenticity of a straight guy playing a gay guy. Hanks added, it's not a crime, it's not boo-hoo, that someone would say we are going to demand more of a movie in the modern realm of authenticity. Do I sound like I'm preaching? I don't mean to. And of course, you just then have to ask, because this is, something that is completely shining a light on the hypocrisy of this entire situation. Does that mean that black characters can't play traditionally white characters, or what? Does that mean that gay actors can't play straight characters? Where do you draw the lines on all of this stuff? Of course, that is the question, and we all know the answer to it. Diversity hires are allowed to be whoever they want. But if you're straight or you're white or whatever else, you are very restricted in what you can or cannot do as far as the roles that you have. Over the course of the last few years, Hollywood actors have begun to denounce the idea that heterosexual actors should play homosexual or trans roles. And of course, you had Eddie Redmayne doing the same thing, and, Ian McKellen giving his thoughts on this entire thing, which I definitely take the side of this entire issue much more with Ian McKellen than I do Tom Hanks. I think that Ian McKellen is actually looking at this with common sense, surprisingly. And Tom Hanks completely isn't, because he is someone that is bought into the Hollywood agenda, the Hollywood narrative, and just the woke agenda in general. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. I'd appreciate that a lot, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.